we were talking about our trips and our travels and how we miss flying, just jumping on a plane and going somewhere. And it got me thinking about Ireland and how we were supposed to be going, what did we say, like at least twice a year we were going back. Mm-hmm. And we were going to do a group trip. Actually, we own an equestrian facility, and we were going to do a group trip to Dunfanaghy with friends and other people that wanted to come and go back and ride on the beach, which is just magical, right? I mean,
absolutely.
It was so amazing. So we found this little town, our very first trip to Ireland. And we definitely plan on going back with a group. But more importantly than that, our first experience, our first trip to Ireland at all was kind of a whirlwind. It was 3 nights, 4 days. So we flew from Charlotte into Dublin direct. And of course there were delays getting out of Charlotte. Can't really help that. Waiting to board the flight. There was no room in the boarding area, so we kind of sat away from the gate, which I don't recommend doing. And at one point looked up and the flight was closed, and we panicked. I panicked mostly, but panicked, grabbed our stuff, went over there, and thank God they hadn't even started boarding yet. Something had happened with the monitors, and unfortunately the gate agents don't have control over that, as we know. And so shortly after that, crew was there, plane was ready, we were good to go, got on the flight. It was a rough flight, just because we didn't have great seats. We had the 2 little seats together, which was good, but we were cramped and we didn't sleep, and it was an overnight flight, so we were pretty tired when we got there.
Extremely jet lagged.
Pretty exhausted when we got there, and didn't really factor that in when we planned the trip, because we wanted to get as much in as we possibly could. So I had set up an Airbnb experience. So Airbnb has great accommodations, places that you can stay all over the place, but I just found experiences. So I found this girl who is a local, she's a history buff, and she takes you on a tour of Dublin, essentially, and takes pictures in all these really cool spots with your camera, so you have unlimited photos, all of this great history and knowledge, all of these cool spots. We took a bus into Dublin, met up with her, walked around, saw all this cool stuff, and
it was good. Really informative.
So that was as soon as we got.
But not what you want to be doing jet lagged.
It was rough.
That was rough, yeah.
It was rough, and I would say almost toward the end, more than halfway through, Mark kind of was just green.
I tapped out.
It was bad. He was just like,
stop.
Just done.
Yeah.
So cut it short. And the next phase of our journey, we were actually taking a bus from Dublin to Belfast. So we went and got on that bus, and thank God he slept the whole way. I did not. I don't sleep well, but was so glad that he was able to sleep. So got to Belfast. What was a couple hours?
A couple hours, yeah. Just what I needed.
You were rested. You felt a lot better. No longer green. Yeah. And we rented a car.
Just like a flashing light saying, "Look out for this jackass. He has no idea what he's doing."
We knew we were going to be on the other side of the road. We knew that going in.
Yeah.
But knowing and driving are 2 different things. So took a couple of laps in the parking lot, kind of got your feel for it.
Yeah.
Was it an automatic?
Oh, no.
No.
It was a straight drive.
Okay.
So wrong side of the car, wrong side of the road. Straight drive, which I haven't driven in a while. I mean, I grew up driving straight drive.
Yeah.
But, I haven't had to do that in a long time. I've had automatics for the last 20 years.
Never drove on the other side of the road either.
Not on purpose.
And not in rush hour.
Not in rush hour.
Rush hour traffic. Yeah.
So it was out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah. Went well, though.
Driving, yeah.
I thought you did amazing.
Might as well just do it right.
Jump on in. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. That's why I have him.
Yeah.
So left Belfast and drove straight to Giant's Causeway. Sun was setting. At this point, we thankfully made it there in time. I was afraid it was going to be dark. We caught a gorgeous sunset. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Just.
It's what you want to catch at Giant's Causeway.
I mean, breathtaking. There's not words. You need to go and you need to see it, because no photos and no video and no description can do it justice. It gives you a taste.
A nice
You need
taste.
to go. A nice taste.
It gives you a nice taste.
A nice, but even we'll show you some photos. We'll show you video.
Yeah.
It's even more beautiful than that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So finished up there, took as many photos and videos as we could, but we had a goal that we needed to get to, and that was to get to Derry to see one of my dearest friends, practically a sister, who I had not seen in 20 years. So jumped in the car, raced out of town in the dark. Pubs are closing. She's asking what we want to eat because we're starving. She's ordering food so that they still have time to make something. And we get there and we walk into the pub, and if I thought, I was so excited, I wasn't even thinking. And obviously, we record everything. I record everything. He puts up with me recording everything. But I didn't even think to like give him my phone to record it, because the love and the to not see this person who is just so amazing after this much time, and our friendship didn't miss a beat. And then Mark got to meet her, and she got to meet Mark, and who they already felt like they knew each other. I mean, he had heard about her for years. She had heard about him since we had gotten together 15 years ago, and it was like
instant. Meeting an old friend. Yeah.
Right. So we stayed up, drinking and talking and bonding, and it was amazing.
Good times.
So good.
Good times.
So good.
We are so hammered.
I'm drinking.
We are full.
Okay.
Feel my right then.
So good. And then, did she drive us home or took a cab? She drove us back, I think. I don't remember. But we get back to our Airbnb in Derry, and we realize that there's a note on our car we parked in someone's spot. She did give us the ride. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But we had parked in someone's spot.
It was spicy. We got to move.
Babe. No.
I'm not moving from this side of the damn car. Crazy, ain't it? All right, I'm moving.
When we get back into our Airbnb, go to sleep. It was a rough night's sleep. It was loud, right?
Yeah.
It was loud where we were. Cute
Cars,
little place.
Right beside you.
Busy road, and then realized in the morning, loud church directly across the street. The reviews said nothing about that.
Yeah, there were some bells tolling.
Yeah.
For sure.
Very loud. So if you're not expecting that and you're not used to that, it was like, oh my gosh.
Wake you up.
Yeah, woke us up. But got up, grabbed some coffee, got some breakfast, jumped in the car, headed to Dunfanaghy. Which, again, another beautiful drive. I mean, it's just...
Oh, yeah. Everywhere you drive is like a postcard.
It's so pretty. And got there and got checked in to the Arnold Hotel.
October, right?
This was October.
Yeah, this is October.
Yeah, so it was cold, end of the season, but...
Not unbearably cold.
No. It was just so nice. And you're kind of expecting it. I mean, it's Ireland. And the hotel was so cute. So cute. Everybody was very friendly. The Arnold Hotel.
The Arnold.
Yeah. It was good.
Nice place.
And we had...
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended. We had talked to them at length about the room, and there were stables on site, and we had talked to the stables ahead of time and kind of worked all of that out. So as soon as we got checked in, we walked right next door to the stables and saddled up and met our guy, and he took us out across the road to the beach and got to ride on the ocean for the first time.
Yeah, he felt us out.
Yeah.
Try to see what we know. He's kind of keep an eye on us.
You never know.
See if we could walk, trot, canter.
Yeah.
He felt us out. We did little bursts of that.
Yeah. Not everybody who says they can ride can ride.
Once he realized we could actually ride, then we got to take a nice, good canter down the beach. And it was just
amazing.
Really phenomenal.
Not long enough, not enough video. Like, I need to go back with an entire camera crew.
Yeah.
All of it. But such like a cherished memory.
Oh, definitely.
It was amazing. So amazing.
I highly recommend riding horses on the beach in Ireland.
Yes, huge. And we had planned to go back, and with the expansion of our equestrian facility last year, we did not get a chance to. So the plan was to go back in 2020, and we were all in the works, and then pandemic. So that didn't happen, but we will be going back. We're excited to go back. We don't know when we're going back. So until then, we ride here and we keep building what we're building, and we work on different travel things that we've got going on.
Locally.
Yeah.
In the States.
Yeah, in the States. We're going to stay put for a little bit. So after we rode, we hung out on the beach and kind of went exploring, walked up a little goat path that our riding guide told us about, and got the most spectacular view of the sunset in this old stone building.
It was like a watchtower.
Like a watchtower. It was really cool. And then we were going to go in some pubs along the main street. And so what we did is we walked all the way to the end, right?
Yeah.
And the very last place we went, Patsy Dan's.
Patsy Dan's.
Patsy Dan's was so cool.
Local.
All the locals.
Yeah. Yeah, the rest of the bars were empty.
Yeah.
The last one we went into, the very first one and the last one on the block was the local, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Walked the door. It had a little band down the corner. Actually, not a band. It was just guys
some
hanging
local
out.
guys playing. Really
guys
cool.
and girls.
I got some video of it. Not enough, not like the drumming and all of that, but I have some video. Met some really cool people from Canada.
Yeah.
Hung out with them for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then went back to the bar in our hotel. Hung out there. Mark danced a little with some locals.
Well, they had some live music there.
Yeah.
So we went from there. Basically, everybody was going from leaving there, going down to the Arnold.
Back to the Arnold, yeah.
And because they had a guy coming in, a local singer, who was really awesome, could sing anything.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. Got to do some dancing and some drinking.
Dancing and drinking. Oh, that's where the bartender told you about the writer's tears.
Shot of Jameson and a beer. Yeah.
Yep. Shot of Jameson and a beer.
And he's like, "Do you like Jameson?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's good whiskey." He's like, "No." He said, "It's okay whiskey, but you want to try something good." And he gave me the writer's tears, and that's what I drank from then on. It was absolutely delicious.
Good stuff. We actually got some at the airport.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's on our list too when we go back.
I recommend bringing an extra suitcase.
Bring an extra suitcase.
So you can
because you can't
stock
get that
it full
stuff here.
of gin and whiskey.
The gin that you get in Ireland is not the gin that you get in the States. It's far superior.
They've got some great local distilleries around there that have just really dialed it in.
The dog.
And it's delicious. She's hanging out over there.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, but that was amazing. So the next day, got up and did a little more exploring on the beach, and then hopped in the car and went back to Derry and caught up with Noella.
At the sandwich company.
At the sandwich company. Oh my gosh. If you make it to Derry, you've got to go to the sandwich company, the one in Diamond.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. The coffee's good. The food's good. The treats are so good.
Best Americano I've ever had.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely
everything
best.
we had there was so delicious.
Yeah, fresh.
And Noella was singing.
Yeah.
She used to go in and she'd sing in the sandwich company.
Yes, we will.
Maybe. Everything.
Just go for a quick walk, okay?
So we got to hear her until she ran us off because I was being annoying. So then we went sightseeing. We walked around town. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous town.
Went to some thrift shops.
Yes, went
Found
shopping.
some lovely sweaters.
Bring an extra suitcase for
Called
that.
jumpers.
Had some lunch, and I think you were drinking a beer at like 9:30 in the morning U.S. time. I mean, it was 2:30 in Ireland, but that was pretty cool. And then went back and got to meet the pups, Dolly and Bubba, Noella's puppies that are now our puppies. And then that night, Noella had a gig, really, really cool sports bar. So we went with Noella to that and watched her play and made some more friends.
Constant sorrow, you're funny. I've seen true. Oh my dear, you better jam when I come to your house. I'll be farewell. Oh, to Kentucky. Woo! Mama! They swear I was born.
place, and then woke up in the morning and went back to the sandwich company for breakfast. Before we hopped in the car, headed down the coast. We made a few stops there. We were going to go on, what is that bridge called? Swinging Bridge? I don't know. I don't know what it's called. But I did not want to go on it. Go figure. He desperately did, but the wind was insane.
Oh, it was blowing over 30. Yeah.
It was crazy. They shut it down.
Yeah, they had to. It was just too dangerous to walk out on it.
Yeah. But we made our way back to Belfast and got our car turned in. And
got to see some cool castles on the
Yeah, we did. Really cool. We want to do more exploring of those when we go back.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then hopped on the bus back to Dublin and got a hotel because our flight was super early the next morning. So hung out there, had some dinner, got a decent night's sleep. Got up early, headed to the airport, got through customs, got on our plane, and came on home. It was just nonstop.
It was a whirlwind.
Whirlwind. Yep, and in the process of being there with Noella, she of course is talking about, well, you really should have come in December because I'm launching my first album in 20 years in December, and it just so happened to be December 7th, which is Mark's birthday. So
it was her album with her sister,
right?
Called Blood.
And so we're like,
recommend that one too.
For sure, we're going.
Yeah.
Right? Of course, we're going.
Oh yeah.
So so we actually went back 2 months later.
Yeah, it was on my birthday.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
it was good, and that was a great trip too. We'll talk about that later. But definitely the Arnold Hotel in Dunfunny.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely Derry.
Definitely ride your horses.
Ride the horses on the beach. Definitely check out Noella Hutton.
Oh yeah.
And the band Blood, because amazing. I mean, unless you hate music. And the walking tour in Dublin with all the photos. Get a little history there. And Giant's Causeway.
A little bit about Blood. It's Jeanette and Noella. They're sisters, and they both have just phenomenal voices. And
like
the two
touch
of them,
your soul.
Two of them together are just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
and
individually, totally
yeah.
different.
Yeah,
and amazing.
Yeah, but when they come together, it is worth hearing.
It's worth hearing. So check out their album. We'll put the link. We'll put the link to their Facebook. We'll put the link for the albums. We'll put the link to the Bandcamp. You definitely want to check that out. But anyway, that was our Ireland trip. We can't wait to go back. Thanks for letting us reminisce a little bit with you. We hope you enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to give us a thumbs up. If you're enjoying these silly little videos of ours, be sure to subscribe.